Okay, so yes, welcome again to the Self-Love Masterclass, where we will be learning about loving ourselves. What does that truly mean? Okay, what does love got to do with it? So that is the first slide, right? What's love got to do with it? And in this first module, you'll learn the importance of self-love and how self-love impacts all aspects of your life. Like, how does it impact all areas of your life? So self-love is definitely a crucial thing that we must practice day to day, right? It's not something that you just pick up and you say, you know what, I'm going to leave it on the shelf. It's something that you have to continue to be proactive with, right? So we're going to get into that in a second. What is self-love? Self-love is more than just a feeling, right? When you hear the word love, you think about what? Emotions. You think about the emotion about it, how it makes you feel, right? The bubbliness of self-love, right? Just want to get those butterflies sometimes. That's like when you're in love with somebody, right? But what about when you're in love with yourself? What do you get? What type of feelings do you get when you are loving yourself? Okay, do you get butterflies? Like, what emotions do you get from self-love? It could be happiness, right? Being joyful. It could be so many great feelings from self-love. And not only is it a emotion or feeling, it is also an action, right? It is action based, because just like we want our partners or people that we love, we want to see them show it and prove it to us. We have to show it and prove it to ourselves as well. So that's why self-love is more than just a feeling and emotion. It is the action you put behind it. It's the things that you do day to day to show yourself that you love yourself. So what type of actions you need to do, right? That could be simply taking care of your own needs, right? And that goes into self-care. So sometimes people get self-care and self-love confused. So self-love is the appreciation towards oneself, right? Being able to be content with who you are, right? Being content with knowing who you are. Thank you for the thumbs up. And being appreciative of everything about who you are, okay? Our self is complicated. We have different parts to us, right? We have the emotion side, we have the psychological side to us, we have the physical component to us, we have the financial side to us, we have the social side to us. You see how we have different sides to us which make up self. Okay, so when we talk about self-care and taking care of yourself and your needs, we're talking about the different compartments, right? We're talking about the different areas of your life, right? Which then also it tallies up to a whole, right? And see, this is why it's so important to understand, the reasons why we sometimes lack self-love, right? What area in our lives do we be focused on that we think that is not, for us, or we think that it's a hindrance to us, right? Because self-love is appreciating yourself, right? Finding yourself worthy. And if that's the case, do you appreciate who you are? Do you appreciate the people around you? Do you appreciate, or do you have a sense of happiness or content around your finances? Do you have a sense of contentment with, the emotional side of who you are? Right? Or are you battling with negative thinking? Are you battling with, these anxious thoughts? Right? Are you battling with, a toxic partner or someone in your life that's doing you wrong? Right? And that's causing you to what? Not maybe acknowledge yourself or appreciate yourself because you're surrounded by a toxic environment. So understanding those different areas of your life and understanding, okay, what are some things I need to let go of? What are some things I need to keep in my life? What are some things that I need to change about myself or my surroundings? It matters because it all contributes to what? Self-love. It all goes back to self-love. Now, when you have all those things going on, right? All those things that you could find and pick out, the things that you don't like, the things that doesn't satisfy you, appreciate you, then guess what? It's going to tug on you. It's going to tug on you. So that's why we have to explore self-love. Do I truly love myself for who I am? Do I truly love myself based off the what? The actions. Based off the actions. How am I acting? What am I doing to my body? What am I doing to my mind? What am I doing to my soul? You see how it gets so deep? So the things that we partake in, the things that we do, the things that we say yes to when we should say no. Are we practicing self-love or are we practicing self-hate, self-harm, destruction? So understanding that is really crucial because again, it opens up our eyes to see that, wait a minute, if I say I love myself, then why do I do this? If I say I love myself, then how come I entertain this person? If I say I love myself, why am I in this place? So think of self-love as a navigation, a journey. It's not once you find self-love, that's it. No, it's a continuing process because what? It takes action. So once you stop doing, then guess what? It definitely can lead you back to what? Picking up the behaviors, picking up the habits that you used to do that didn't serve you. So that's why it's so important to be active, actively showing yourself, proving to yourself that you love yourself. Okay. And this doesn't have to be an obsession. We want healthy self-love. All right. We don't want to have an obsession, but we want to be able to have a healthy sense of what self-love is like and what it looks like for us. Okay. Do y'all have any questions or any feedback?
No questions for me.
Okay. Yolanda, you good?
I'm good. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So again, loving yourself wholeheartedly, not just one part of you, not just one piece of you. And, this is definitely something, this is a big, big statement, right? I know I found myself one time, having a hard time loving the whole parts. It was just some things I loved. It wasn't everything, right? But I learned to embrace, I learned to accept, I've learned to, cope. I've learned to deal with the things that I didn't like about myself, the things that I didn't love myself. I learned to appreciate them. I learned to acknowledge that it's there. And that's what helped me to love myself wholeheartedly, regardless of the things that, may not be something in my eyesight that I like or genuinely love, right? So that is also self-love, being able to appreciate your flaws, embrace the things that you don't like about yourself. Because I'm pretty sure there's going to be some things that we may not like, right? I know I'm not the only one. But
yes.
Why is self-love important? It is important because it teaches others how to love you. It teaches others how to treat you. It boosts your self-esteem. It brings happiness from within. Okay? These are some important concepts, and I'm pretty sure there's more. But I wanted to keep it simple. So it teaches others how to love you. Some people don't know how to love you because you don't know how to love yourself. Based off the things that you do to yourself, for yourself, is how people see and view you. And they think that it's okay to treat you that way. You heard of that statement, treat people the way you want to be treated, or if you don't care for yourself, then people won't care for you. So it goes hand in hand with self-love. If a person sees that you have an issue with uplifting yourself, empowering yourself, that leaves a door to, okay, since you don't know how to uplift yourself, you don't know how to empower yourself, you don't know how to take care of yourself, then, I'm going to treat you this way because this is what you allow. This is what you do for yourself. Then why can't I treat you that way? You have some people that think like that, because remember, we model. So by people watching our moves, our style, what we do, then guess what? It's easy for them to pick up on that and do the same. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
So you would think, oh, but shouldn't you do the opposite of what I'm doing? But people learn that way, People could take what you do and they could either be on the negative side of it or they could be on the positive side of it, right? It could go in different directions. So that is why it's so important to learn how to uplift yourself, empower yourself, learn what it's like to love yourself, be true to yourself, because we're going to get into it a little further on, okay? The importance of valuing yourself, okay? Because the more you value yourself, the more you won't take yourself for granted, right? The more you won't allow other people to take yourself for granted, right? So we teach others how to love us by what we do, okay? If I love candles, because I have candles in the back. So, and I love, the candles. I love, the scent of it. I love lighting up candles. Then guess what? The person I'm with is going to pick up on that. I would hope so. And guess what? They may go to Bath and Body and they may get what? Some candles because they picked up on my behavior. They picked up on the fact that I love candles. All right. So that is a prime example of modeling the behavior for someone else to pick up on and then, in return, show that they just learned your love language. You see that? That's deep. They learned your love language based off what you do. Okay? If you like words of affirmation, you love uplifting yourself, then guess what? You're going to probably find somebody that loves to uplift you with affirmation, words of affirmation, because they know that's the way to your heart. And if you don't do it for yourself, then who will? All right, so I'm going to move on. It boosts your self-esteem, okay? It really does. Loving yourself puts you at a far advantage. It definitely helps you to bring happiness within when you truly love yourself, okay? Like when you don't love yourself, it's that bitterness. It's that feeling of, guilt, shame, that, it's those negative emotions that come from not loving yourself. So of course, if the more you love yourself, the more it brings happiness from within. Okay, because that's what self-love does. It cultivates those positive emotions, right? It cultivates it. It brings more happiness, peace. It brings more, stability in your life when you learn to love yourself. And that's why it is important. Self-love is important because it picks up on those emotions. Now, this is the flip side of it. when you're not feeling your best self, because we're going to have our days. We're going to have our days when we don't feel like ourselves. We're going to have those days when we probably put ourselves down. We're going to have those days when we're not, as encouraging as we are. We're going to have those days. But guess what? Self-love will definitely, it will definitely still be there. It will still uplift you even during those times of feeling down, right? And then you're going to start to say, you know what? I felt that way, but, I still love myself. I still appreciate the fact that, okay, I went through those feelings. See, this is me acknowledging the feelings. I'm okay with that. Like, I'm going to have those days, but that's not going to stop me. That's not going to make me not love myself, right? So self-love is so crucial, because even in your moments of doubt, even in your moments of sadness, that self-love will definitely knock that right out the park, right? Because again, self-love will uplift you. It will help you to see that you're still appreciated, you're still valued, you're still worthy, even when you don't feel like it, because that's what self-love does. Okay. How does it impact your life? Self-love impacts your whole life. And we just mentioned it. It impacts your life because it has a big impact on what you do, how you respond to things, right? The people in your life, right? How you view yourself, how you view others, right? Your self-image, it plays a big part, okay? Most people think self-love is like about, being beautiful and being the best looking person. No, it's not always about your face. It's about what's on the inside. It's about the things that you endured through your life, the things that you carried through your lifetime, and the things that, you probably didn't like about yourself. It impacts all of that. Because again, we have different parts to us, right? We have the emotional side, we have the psychological sides, like our thoughts. We have the relationships we develop through time, right? Which impacts us. We have the financial side, right, to us, the things we do financially, professionally, career-wise, right? So self-love impacts all of those things. If you don't feel loved, if you don't feel worthy, if you don't feel valued, how do you go after all those things that makes us who we are, or who we're supposed to be, or who we want to be? If I didn't appreciate who I was, if I didn't value myself, right? If I didn't, find myself worthy of better, of more, of greater, then I would still be in the same predicament. I would still be in those unhealthy relationships. I would still be in a job that doesn't satisfy me. I would still be, I would still not care about, my career. I would still not care about my finances. I would still not care about, taking care of myself. So that's why self-love is important. Because the more you love yourself, the more you appreciate yourself, the more you value yourself, the more you learn to set boundaries for yourself. You start to set boundaries for yourself, because you're no longer going to tolerate the things that's going to bring you down. All right? That's why it's impactful. So values, body, mind, and soul. Okay? What are your values? Okay? What do you consider most important in your life right now? Okay? How would you like others to describe you? Okay? What do you want your life to stand for? What do you feel gives your life meaning and purpose? What makes you feel energized? What do you believe is worth aspiring for? So these questions of value is so important, because the more you come to terms with your values, the more you're able to love yourself even more. Because guess what? You're finding meaning of your life. When you find meaning and purpose, that does a number to the self. It gives you that fire. It gives you that drive. It gives you that motivation. It gives you that determination. It makes you feel like, wow, like I am important when you have values. I am important. I'm important enough because I have these values. I'm important enough because I appreciate myself, my body, my mind, my soul. Okay? So self-love is more than just your feelings, your emotions. It's about action. And it's about values, building up those values of who you are, what you want to become, where you want to be in life. Because all of that can also be a part of your true happiness. All of that can be a part of those positive emotions that comes with it. But sometimes people don't know how to love themselves because they haven't found purpose within themselves. They haven't found the value of who they are. They haven't found the purpose on their life. They haven't seen what great and beauty and purposeful is over their life, because they've been so put down. They've been battling with depression. They've been battling with, so much things in this life, in this world, that we either put on ourselves sometimes, okay? Because there's some things I put on myself. And then, or there's things that's just been brought to us, things that we've been born into, right? But that's the beauty of challenging those things and overcoming those stressors, overcoming those adversities, and being true to who we are, and appreciating our past, embracing our present, and moving forward towards our future. So values are important because it helps bring things into what? Perspective. Okay? What makes you feel energized? This makes me feel energized. As you could tell, I'm so happy. I feel like I didn't come here looking all down and, my voice is monotone. Like, no, this is what I love to do. I love talking to you all. I love talking to women. I love teaching my clients. I love, going to my office. I love counseling people. That gives me energy. Some people be like, this is draining. I can't do this. But you have to know your purpose. You have to know your why. You have to know what inspires you. You have to know these things, because this all shapes who you are. And it helps you to appreciate who you are and come to terms with who you are and where you want to go. Okay, so when you think of self-love, think about your values. When you feel like you don't love yourself, start exploring your values, right? What's important to you? What's not important to you? Who's the people in your life that you need to let go of? Who are some people you may need to add to your life? Okay? How do I know if I truly love myself? Okay, how do I know if I truly love myself? In this second module, we didn't even get to the third. So in this second module, you will learn how to identify unhealthy thoughts and behaviors that don't align with self-love. Now, signs of self-hate, because the opposite of love is hate. All right, signs of self-hate. All right, these are just the signs. This is not just okay, this is what it is and that's it. No, these are just could be signs of self-hate. All right, when you have the all or nothing thinking, all right, believing feelings are facts, engaging in harmful behaviors, risky sex, having multiple partners, neglecting your needs, harsh self-talk, self-isolation, not allowing others to help you, neglecting your body. Again, all of these things is a part of what? Not taking care of yourself, right? Not valuing yourself, not appreciating yourself. Because guess what? You're neglecting your needs, you're neglecting your body, right? Where's the appreciation towards your body when you're giving your body away, right? Where's the appreciation towards your mindset when your mindset is all or nothing or believing feelings are facts, right? So these are the signs, these are the signs that we need to ask ourselves, like, how do I know if I don't really love myself, right? Okay, I'm back. How do I know if I don't really love myself? Ask yourself these questions, like, are these the signs that am I going through this? Neglecting the needs of myself, my mind, my body, the social needs, right? Self-isolation, isolating yourself from people. We have to ask ourselves these questions because it's related. Sometimes we think, oh, this is just a self-care problem, but maybe deep down inside it's a self-love issue. Okay, so here's an activity. Okay, this is something that you could do on your own timing. So you could identify those unhealthy thoughts, identify the unhealthy behaviors, and then how can you replace it with a self-love thought or behavior? Okay, what are some things you can do for yourself? Okay, for instance, an unhealthy thought could be like, what? An unhealthy thought could be like, I really don't, so these are the thoughts that's in the mind, right? I'm gonna give you an example. This is probably an example that I had. I don't feel worthy of love. Like I don't think I'll find love, or I don't think I'm beautiful enough to get someone else. All right, that's an unhealthy thought. Clearly, that's unhealthy thought. And okay, so that's a thought. Identify unhealthy behavior. You're not supposed to eat this certain food, right? But you go into the fridge and you go and grab that food, right? That's an unhealthy behavior. You acted on something that was unhealthy for you. You knew you wasn't supposed to drink that coffee because the caffeine does damage to your insides, but you went to Dunkin' Donuts and got a cup of coffee. All right. How can you replace it with self-love thought or behavior? Positive affirmations, speaking positivity over your life. Say, you know what? I am worthy of love. If this person can't accept me for who I am, if this person can't, understand my elements, then this person is not for me. That's fine. I appreciate myself enough to not allow myself to get into relationships that don't serve me because I feel like I'm unworthy. Okay? That's how you challenge that. But you have to acknowledge that these thoughts are coming, right? You have to be able to acknowledge those thoughts, those unhealthy behaviors, and then really work on a plan to replace that self-love, that self-thought, that behavior, right? Come up with a plan so that way you can actually replace it with a self-love thought or behavior. But we have to be my favorite word is intentional. We have to be intentional with ourselves, with our thoughts, our emotions, and the behaviors that we engage in. All right. Learning to unpack my feelings and leaving the BS. Okay. So in this module, you'll learn how to unpack what? Unhealthy thoughts and feelings in order to leave what no longer serves you behind, okay? So here's a reflection time, right? Requires a journal, pen, and a quiet place. Reflection, take 30 to 60 minutes out of your day and reflect on emotions, okay, by using an emotional journal. All right. If you don't know how to create an emotional journal, there's examples on Google. You could find it. If you need more information on that, definitely let me know. But yeah, create an emotional journal, a journal for just your emotions, and reflect on your day. Reflect on your emotions for that day, right? What took place, how you felt, how you feeling, right? In order to unpack, we have to be able to identify. All right. So what are some triggers? Triggers can be thoughts, people, places, or things. Just about anything can be a trigger. All right. Write down your triggers and whatever comes to your mind about them. So this will allow you to acknowledge your emotions and your feelings. Okay. Do emotional checks, right? Ask yourself, how are you feeling today, right? Create time to breathe in and out. Let go of the things that's holding you back. Let go of the things that's on your mind, right? Okay. Keep it moving, keep it moving. So we're going to go over some effective techniques to improve self-love real quick. So this is what I came across, which is a great technique, okay? And love letters are important. You know, when you have that crush and you want to show him or her that you love them or you want to be with them, we need to do that for ourselves, okay? When was the last time you wrote yourself a love letter? Or you probably haven't, okay? But writing a love letter is a great technique for yourself. Here's a quote. Your greatest responsibility is to love yourself and to know you are enough, okay? This unique technique will teach you how to uncover and address emotions, okay? So the main emotions that we tend to cover up are anger, sadness, or hurt. Although we tend to cover up these emotions, they can surface in how we treat ourselves and others, okay? Even though we cover up these emotions, they can express themselves in different ways, all right? This love technique will help you to release these emotions and help you to be more aware of your emotions in order to step into taking accountability to change unhealthy behaviors to healthy behaviors and thoughts. So here's how you get started. So you want to start out with dear, your name. Paragraph 1, it could be anger. I am furious that, I am upset with, it makes me so furious. Okay, so we're addressing the anger. What are some things you're angry with, right? What is your anger towards? Paragraph 2, sadness, hurt. What are you sad about? It makes me sad when I am upset with. Okay, so those are some prompts, all right, to help you. Now, paragraph 3, acceptance is acceptance, right? You want to be able to accept your flaws. So how do you start by accepting your flaws? You could start with, I embrace, I am content with, I accept my flaws, okay? And paragraph 4 is on responsibility and love, okay? Paragraph 4 is when you bring it all together, all right? I am responsible for, I apologize for, I am in love with, I am working on, okay? Now, oh, do you guys have any questions in regards to the 4-page love letter?
No.
Okay. Yes. So yeah. Self-love affirmations. Oh, I love this. So affirmations are crucial. This is just another technique that can help you with the self-love journey. This is not the end-all be-all, because I know you guys hear this all the time. Affirmations, affirmations, but it's more to it than just affirmations, of course. Affirmations are crucial. What are affirmations? Affirmations are statements that we tell ourselves, right? How can you use positive affirmations? You could use them in any way, any form, any shape. What are the different types of affirmations that can boost self-love? Well, let's go over it. And this is where I require a class participation because I want it to be powerful and meaningful. I want this to be for you, of course. And I want you to see the importance of it for yourself when you start to repeat this. Okay, so if you could, definitely, we could go in turns. I'll take one, you take one, the next person take one, but I want it to be a cohesive theme. Okay, so if you don't mind, I'm gonna start with number one. I love who I am becoming. And sometimes we gotta ask ourselves, well, why do you love who you becoming? But that's another time. But for now, here are some basic self-love affirmations that you could use in your life today. I love who I am becoming. Who else want to take the next one?
I am full of potential.
Yes, yes. And we got to say it with power. Go ahead. Who wants to take the next one?
I am stepping into greater.
Yes. And I see we have another participant here. Hey, Leanna, how you doing? I hope all is well. If you want to take the next one, feel free. Okay, I'm not sure, but yeah, so I'm stepping into greater. I am filled with love and purpose. Okay. I am deserving of love, right? I am not broken. Rochelle, you want to take the next one?
I am worth it and I believe it.
Yes. Yolanda?
My past does not define my now. I am made with greatness.
Yeah, you took two. You were like, let me
Sorry,
take this.
I'm sorry.
You felt that, right? I am made with greatness. I deserve the best that is yet to come. Mm-hmm. And these are the affirmations that get me through day to day, believe it or not. There's times when I felt like I was broken. There's times when I felt like I didn't deserve love. There's times when I feel like, I'm not full of, filled with love and purpose. So these are actually very personal and dear to me. This is why I, put this here, because it's definitely a powerful statement, not only to share, but also for myself, So you have to find your love affirmation. What is something that you need to put down on paper for you, right? Because affirmations can, we all can see where affirmations come from. Everybody has their own affirmations. You could Google them. But you have to figure out, okay, what resonates with me the most, right? Sometimes we run away with cliches and stuff, but you have to find what resonates with you and put some power behind it. So I want to do it again. All right. I love who I am becoming. I am full of potential. I am stepping into greater. I am filled with love and purpose. I am deserving of love. I'm not broken. I am worth it and I believe it. My past does not define my now. I am made with greatness. I deserve the best that is yet to come. All righty. Yes. So, okay, self-compassion, right? Self-compassion meets self-love. All right. Why is self-compassion important to this self-love journey? Because when you don't have compassion towards yourself, you could be very bitter towards yourself, right? You could be cruel to yourself. It could definitely, lead that inner critic voice to take over, right? So what compassion is understanding, kindness, being mindful, being present of your now, right? Not focusing on what happened in the past, what's going on right now, just really being in tune with where you are right now, okay? So self-compassion goes a long way. Now, what are the benefits of self-compassion? It increases motivation, it boosts happiness, it reduces stress and anxiety, it fosters resiliency, okay? These are some great benefits, and there's plenty of more benefits of self-compassion, but it is so important to develop self-compassion towards yourself because that will help you in the self-love journey process, okay? And we have made it. We have made it to the last slide. How do you guys feel about all of this? I'm going to stop the recording. Hold on, let me stop real quick.